Let's not talk about war. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about a better Nigeria. Let's talk about a working Nigeria. Mr. DJ, please give us some music. Thank you. Mr. DJ, can you hear me? Okay. While we're waiting for Mr. DJ to get his things ready, I'm not sure if he's having any technical issues there. I will just give Mr. Henry Ogwine opportunity to quickly say something. You've only got 30 seconds, sir. Go ahead and do it.
Thank you very much, my brother. My name is Dr. Henry Ogwine, joining from the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. I want to say that,
welcome.
like most people, I've not been interested in Nigerian politics, but something happened in London in 2018 during the Commonwealth Business Summit. That was the first time I met Mr. Peter, and I was impressed. Without repeating what other people have said, I just wanted us to notice the changes that are going on in our country. For the first time, no politician is roasting calls with people. For the first time, the masses are funding an election. And for the first time, we have a candidate that actually, whose support transverse the whole country. This is an opportunity we cannot miss. This is a change that's happening around us. We should embrace it and extend it not only for this candidate, but for future candidates that have integrity, that can deliver, and that people can trust. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Ogwine. That's very, very encouraging, and we are happy that you are there. Mr. DJ, are you ready for us now? Can Mr. DJ hear me at all?
I'm reaching out to him.
Okay. I can see he's unmuted. I'm not sure why. Yeah. Okay. Okay. While you're reaching out to him, I will let you sort that out with him. In the meantime, I want to bring a gentleman to, I want to give him the opportunity. I know he's not expecting this. He's no other than our secretary. This gentleman is a perfect gentleman. He's the secretary of the Labour Party in the United Kingdom. He's from the northern part of Nigeria. He's originally from Kaduna, precisely. He's a man who actually is one of the most obedient Northerners I've actually encountered. And I'm pleased that he's here with us and that is part of the team that is fighting everything we can do. He's doing all the right things. He's ticking all the right boxes just to ensure that the Obidatti ticket is respected. And coincidentally, Mr. Dati Amebaba is from Kaduna as well. And so, Mr. Kazime Biwiyok, if you don't mind, what would you like to tell our audience today and our people in this rally? What your expectations are, what you think so far about the enthusiasm of Nigerians, and what your hopes are. Please share with us. Can somebody ask him to unmute, please?
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
I think it's very, very exciting to be alive today. I'll probably start by saying that I want all of us to get ready and start preparing for government. For on the 25th of this month, we'll have a new government. So let's get ready. But having said so, obviously, the people that be the owners of Nigeria will never want us to take power. And they will fight to the last minute. So it is absolutely essential that we, the obedient, actually also fight to the last minute. We need to realize that power is sweet, especially the one that's not been given. Because when you look at all the political activities of the past, These people have captured power either by bribing the masses or by basically stealing it. I think it is now time that they're actually seeing that this is for real. The owner of Nigeria wants to take it back. So I think we should actually work harder than we have for the next couple of months. Next couple of days to make sure that we achieve our aim and objective. I just need to make one personal confession. I'm actually not feeling very well. So maybe that explains why maybe I'm not speaking fluently. Yeah. And I wish us well, the leadership of Labour Party. I'm proud to be part of it. And I'm sincerely proud to be part of Obidatti. And I sincerely hope that come 25th, we will be celebrating. And I'm looking forward to everybody to joining that celebration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Birio. Thank you very, very much for taking the time out to be with us as usual, to be, a supporting a personality. You've done so well in terms of your Obidatti movement, and we know where your allegiances lies. Thank you for coming on. I've seen our women leader. She's on as well. She's no other person than Mrs. Okwo, and she's a great leader for the women and a good example for our young ladies. And I'm just going to use this opportunity if she wants to. She is no other than Evelyn Omamuzo Okwo. Evelyn, do you want to quickly just say hello and kindly express some warmth to the ladies in the house, because you are the leader of the women, and I think you should get the opportunity to actually speak to your women. Please go ahead. I've asked you to unmute if you want to come on.
Yeah. On a well done, no, my people. Hope so all of on a day fine, no. I thank God beg on now. I still dey beg on now. Make on no give up. The fight continues. We need all your support. We need all your help. Nigeria must better for us. Wherever you are, call your family members, teach them, show them how they should vote properly so that they don't make mistakes on the ballot paper. Please also donate. We need it. We need agents on all polling units. So if you don't donate, there's no way we can make it work. We don't want our voting sheets or polling boxes to be stolen. Please, make una donate so that we will put agents to monitor every unit. I thank Ona very much. Ona don't really try. Ona don't try well. So I thank Ona, but make Ona continue to try more. May God bless every one of us, bless us all, and on the 25th, by God's mighty grace, we will surely celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Lady Evelyn. We will be celebrating victory very, very soon. We are touching it. I can smell it. I can feel it. I am enrobed by success, and I know that Peter Obi will be taking us straight to Aso Rock. On this note, I want to let the Honorable Mumboy come on and just give us a word or two of encouragement, and hopefully our DJ will be ready by then. Honorable, the floor is yours, sir.
All right. First of all, good afternoon to everyone who is in the house.
Good afternoon, sir.
This is speaking. Yes, this is speaking from Kenya. Is a youth who is having a lot of interest in politics, and particularly in African politics. So I've been a follower and a fanatic of Peter Obi for quite some time, particularly on all his handles, social media handles. And reading and listening to what he says and what he expresses to the people of Nigeria, I believe if Peter is elected, Africa, we are going to be safe. So as far as Kenya, the win for P is the win for Africa, and it's the win for the young people, and it's the win for the economy of the African particularly. Recently, he spoke about the security. We have a very big challenge of security, and let's have people who have the concern when it comes to matters of economy and security. And I believe he doesn't just speak, he speaks and he has a way of doing it. So let's support him. Kenya is solidly behind him. I'm looking forward to see Peter Obi coming to Kenya and making some partnership with Nigeria so that we can now, I can freely move to the West and enjoy the relationship. Thank you so much. My prayers are always for you guys, and I believe that on 25th, I'll not sleep. You guys, I'll not sleep. I'll just be with you from the very beginning to the end to see that the president is there with us. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mumbai. You didn't mention what position you are in Kenya, but we know you are in solidarity with us. We are very happy to have people from all over Africa and all over the world supporting this movement. And I will tell you something, because that reminds me of something, that the election of Peter Obi on the 25th of February 2023 is not just a break for Nigerians. It is a great break for all of Africa, from the east, north, south, and west of Africa. Everyone will feel it. It will vibrate around the whole continent, because a democratically elected popular leader who means well for the people in Nigeria, the giant of Africa, we definitely resonate with our neighbors, our cousin countries, and will we all work together as Nigeria, as a unit and as a unified people, and we'll be able to stand a better ground. We can trade within ourselves, so many partnerships that we can go into. Who said we can't have an African currency? Why do I have to carry different currency when I go to Ghana? Why do I have to carry different currency when I go to Niger Republic? Why can't Africa do things together and have one currency? The election of Peter Obi will start to create a different Africa. Thank you, Honorable Mumbai, for bringing that aspect of it to this. Thank you very much. On that note, I will hand over to my co-host, Edna, who will be co-hosting, but just before she takes over, I'll let Mr. Andrew come on. Mr. Andrew, just take the floor, and I'll be with you. Edna, take over while I sort a couple of things. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, my fellow Labour Party members. God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for putting this together. My name is Andrew. I live in Boston, in the U.S. I've been a fan of Peter Obi for a very long time, since the onset. I'm so glad to be here. I know victory is going to be ours come on the 25th. The good news is we have all embraced the change. We know that the change is coming, but we have to be a part of that change. We have to be the change we want to see. And I'm so grateful. I have no doubt in my mind that on the 25th, we will be celebrating. And I want to take this opportunity to honor our Honorable Mr. Julius on board, a man I know very well, and who have taken some time to also speak to my members here in Boston, in the U.S. Thank you. Let's get ready for celebration. This is great news. We have to celebrate. We don't call for war. We don't call for any violence, but we'll do whatever it takes. I have taken some time, spent some money to mobilize people in my village to make sure they go to the police station. We've arranged for about 6 buses to bring these folks to the police station. I've never been excited. I don't think any of us have ever seen a situation where one man can influence the entire world. We have never seen this. Mobilizing around one single man to rule our nation. Victory is going to be ours, and I thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am so grateful for that comment of yours and the efforts to ginger us all to do the right thing. One thing I have to remind every one of us is that all of us are after a better Nigeria. A lot of us are in diaspora and we work for other Western governments. And we see what's happening in Nigeria and the way our Nigerian passport is being treated, and it's awful. And this is an opportunity for us to do something about it. His Excellency Peter Obi is the best candidate of them all. He is not desperate to be president of Nigeria, but he is desperate to fix Nigeria, to make Nigeria better for all of us. And we are happy to work with him. At this point, I'd like to call on our treasurer, Laifa Enebeli, who is also an official of the Labour Party Nigeria UK chapter, to say something to us.
Lady Edna, sorry to interrupt you there. Just before we bring in Lifa, we've got our national chairman waiting in the wings. And I think maybe we should bring him in just before Lifa comes on. I'm trying to look for our chairman. Are the ladies all there? Let's get our chairman on. I'm not sure what name he's signed on with. I'm trying to scroll through, but I know he's on.
It's just by the name Julius.
Oh, is it Julius?
I can see him.
Okay, that's fine if it's just Julius. I've seen that. I didn't know that was him. Okay. Mr. Chairman, you can unmute yourself and speak to us, sir. Your people are loyal. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for coming and for taking the time out of your very, very tight schedule to be with us today. This is our last push before the election on the 25th, and we thought that it's a good thing for us to have this rally, get everybody together, get the momentum going, encourage all our people who have so graciously contributed so much money to support this movement. And I'm glad that you are here to give us some words of encouragement. Mr. Chairman, without further ado, please come on the floor for us.
Well, let me start by appreciating our people in diaspora. I want to appreciate the UK executives and all other executives of Labour Party across the world. I also want to immensely appreciate all our supporters who have been working immensely to contribute in all forms, some in cash, some in kind. I want to honestly appreciate all the support that we have got. I want to say that it has not been easy, but we've been able to drive this process to almost the end of the electioneering. This is the very first time that we'll have our people rally together for a single candidate like we have seen. And this is also a first time that we'll be having a very strong, dynamic, vibrant Labour Party presidential candidate. Of course, are coming into the political arena, no doubt, has changed the political narratives in Nigeria. For the first time in the history of the country, every person in Nigeria is excited in the political process. People are interested in participating in the electoral process. There is a lot of interest. A lot of young people are also excited. Women are excited. It is already very obvious that the people is going to own this process. It's very obvious to us that by the grace of God, when we win by this time next week, it's going to be people-oriented government. The people are already excited. The people are geared up. The people are ready. And for us, as a party, we are ready to continue to provide leadership. We are ready to take over the realms of governance. We are ready to provide leadership as we've always done. This time around, we are the only political party who have the agenda, whose manifesto has the capacity to be able to turn the narratives over
Okay, looks like our network is failing us there from the part of the chairman. Was just okay. It looks like have we got him back? No, I don't think we have. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think our chairman was just expressing, first of all, his gratitude for the support that Labour Party and the Obidatti ticket has received so far in the race to Aso Rock. He has also expressed the egalitarian attitude of the candidate. He has equally expressed by giving us some mouth-watering idea of what to expect once the new government comes into our Aso Rock after winning next week. He has also emphasized the importance and the appreciation of all facets of Nigeria in terms of women, children, adults, men, professionals, doctors, just name it, all categories of Nigerians have come together to support this particular candidate and to support the Labour Party. And as a result,
back.
yes, and as a result, the Labour Party is galvanizing and creating upset in the Nigerian political arena, and we cannot pretend that we can't see this difference. Whilst we are waiting for our chairman's network to improve, in between, we can just take our sister, Lady Lifa Enebeli, to come on and just, she's our financial secretary, by the way, able financial secretary. She makes sure every penny is accounted for. So don't have any fear when you donate to us. With Lifa, our money is in good hands. So, Madam Enebeli, if you don't mind, can somebody just give her permission to unmute, and so we can get her back on? Yes, I've sent your permission. Please come on the floor for us, Madam Enebeli.
Chairman, before I continue, I just saw a message that our national chairman is back on. If you allow him finish his address.
Okay, let me allow him. Let's see if we can find him.
I think he's dropped off again.
Has he dropped off again? Okay. I think his network. Well, those are some of the ills in Nigeria that we need this new government to correct. Why these telephone companies can make billions upon billions and not invest in the infrastructure. How can someone not be able to hold a simple conversation? People have called from the rest of the world. Somebody called in from Kenya and was able to make his statement and make his mark and point.
Yeah.
You can't call from Nigeria and make your mark. These are some of the narratives that needs to be changed, that needs to be overhauled. And that is why we are all gunning for a new personality, a new kind of character that comes with integrity to become our president come 25th of February. So, Madam Enebeli, you might as well take the floor now, please.
Mute. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry. I just turned my camera on and I realized I'm in a very dark place. You can't even see my face. So I'm sorry, I can't put my camera on now. But I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. I can see a lot of my friends on Twitter. Honorable Bunny, thank you for coming. You've always been there supporting the obedience from GMA Spaces. I can see Dr. Ademola, who is a politician who wants a new Nigeria. We're not very sure if he's obedient, but is just after the same principle of what we want. We welcome everybody. You're all welcome. Thank you so much. I am not going to hug the mic for long. I don't know if the chairman wants me to say anything more specifically or not.
What are your views on the movement so far in terms of personal experience?
Oh my goodness. I think I have to echo, is it one of the speakers that talked about, for me, my my singular motivation is diaspora voting. That is all. The minute Peter B promised that, for me, I just know that I'm going to support him hands down, no matter what. So that is my motivation, and I want diasporans to be able to vote. And the movement has given me hope, has given me new lease of life. You know, now I wake up in the morning, I have a purpose for why I'm alive. I'm not just here to earn my keep and to earn money. I'm here because, yes, I can see that my life is more useful. I say I am of value. It's not just me giving. Now I can get back from Nigeria. I can be proud as a Nigerian. You know, I can't wait to go back to the office and people look at me and I am proud. I can stare at them in the face. It's not just going to be a case of, oh, you Nigerians, you are here. Oh my God, are we off? Okay, I'm just seeing different thing on the screen. Sorry.
It's this meeting. Go on.
Okay, thank you. So that's it. So the movement for me it's fantastic. I'm lost for word, and I'm also very enamored by the obedience all over the world, especially the diasporans. I want to give hearts to all of us that are outside the country. We yearn for a country that we can go back to without any stress, without any hassle. We all go abroad on holidays at different parts of the world. We see how things are. We want to be able to do the same for our home country. So thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I don't have anything more to say,
Thank
Chairman.
you, my able financial secretary. You have said it all. Thank you very much for that opportunity, lending your great voice to the Obidatti movement. Ladies and gentlemen, without keeping you waiting too long, we've got one of our special guests ready with us. We've got Madam Nana Sani Kazore. She's waiting in the wings to speak to us. Madam, please, with all due respect to you and on behalf of the Labour Party United Kingdom, my name is Dr. Igwe Omorodiom. I welcome you to the platform. Please kindly take the floor and speak to us, Madam.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Thank you for tuning in all around the world. Thank you, all obedient. How are we doing?
We are doing well. People can't
Sorry, I'm
speak,
late. Let me
but
first
we can hear you.
Let me first apologize for coming in late. I joined some friends of mine and we went all the way to Lube to share materials and do some sensitization. So we just got back not too long ago and then we just decided to have some lunch. In fact, they're here with me right now.
Thank you for making our time to come and
say
see us.
Hello. I've taken off my shirt, but let one person come and say hello. Basi, come and say hello.
Hello. Come on, it's a rally, it's allowed. Hello. Nice to see you.
Basi, come and say hello.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
Say hello. Basi
I
has his own
I like
personal.
your wristband, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was in full regalia.
Wow.
I've taken it off. So this is
Hello.
Basi for Basi.
Hello.
He's with Nollywood. Basi, nobody can see your face. Stop hiding.
Oh, yes.
That's
Yes, I recognize
He's an
his
actor.
face.
And you recognize his face. So he came and took me and we went, we went campaigning all around Abuja. I was able to speak to people of Northern extraction, and they were very, very welcoming, you know, very, very welcoming. So Peter Obi is not just, he's not just some name, he's a phenomenon. That's what my 12-year-old son calls him. My son says, Peter Obi, the phenomenon called Peter Obi.
Thank you for making out the time to come and see us, madam. So we're waiting for you to tell us what you have for us this afternoon. Everyone is
tell me, what's the theme? What's the theme of our conversation today?
Well,
so we can go with it. Yes.
Well, it's a rally, and this is our last push to get this rally to its positive final conclusion that we all expect that Obi will be moving into Aso Rock, you know, hopefully in May when it will be, you know, sworn. And we just want to know your feel so far, from your own personal experience, what you think the whole phenomenon has. How did it get to this stage in your own experience, and what can we do from now till the election day to try and galvanize people to make sure they go to the polls?
It's very easy. The experience so far has been smooth sailing, contrary to what people thought initially, contrary to how we expected to have been received in many places. I think Nigerians have shown that they're a willing people, and Nigerians have also shown that they are very, very, very interested now. So Nigerians are very participatory. Nigerians are participating more in their politics. Just look at the INEC, when INEC said the results of how many people had come in to register, the numbers of especially women and youth. And so they've become very, very receptive. It's not like how it used to be. Now they will tell you, we will collect their 1,000 naira. We will collect their 5,000 naira, but we're still going to vote for Peter Obi. So it's no more, they understand what that 5,000 naira, what 5,000 naira is in 8 years is absolutely nothing. They're watching a match. I think Arsenal and they're playing football. So please forgive us for the background music. Stop. So Nigerians have become, and for me, that is a breath of fresh air. And so that's just tells you that Peter Obi has come at the right time. So one thing that we've been saying to them from the Labour Party is His Excellency Peter Obi joined, he left PDP, he left the PDP in May, on the 12th of May, and he joined the Labour Party. So when you count June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, that's 9 months, you all. And so if anybody knows, 9 months is what it takes a woman to, So in Labour Party, we're telling everybody we are in labor. So we're pushing, we're nesting, we're pushing. The 25th is our EDD date, and we're going to give birth to a new Nigeria. And so it's such an amazing thing. Look at, who would have thought? We didn't plan this. And one thing I always say, especially to women, I say to them, one thing women must understand is that their vote is not half. Your vote is one full vote. So not because you're a woman, because women have not really been well and ably represented in Nigeria. So one thing that we must always remember as women is that our vote is one complete vote. Then I like to tell them a story in our women town hall. So let me share this with you guys so that you take that story out. Now, one, all of us are religious people. Yes, we're pushing, we're in the delivery room. I wish I could show you my tummy now. It's big. There's a baby, new Nigeria is in my tummy, is in my belly. And Peter Obi, definitely, he's going to be the one that's going to be the father of the great nation, Nigeria. What I say to women also during our town hall meetings, and I hope you guys take this story far and wide. Thank God, I think this is being recorded. So it will be something that can be extracted. We are all religious people. Some of us are Muslim, some of us are Christian, some people are Jews, even in Nigeria. But even if you're agnostic, if you're, one thing I do know is that we all know the story of Moses, yes? Now, Moses found himself in a burning bush, yes? When he saw that burning bush, there was something that the story, whether in the Quran or in the Bible or in the Torah, it says is that the bush was on fire, but it wasn't burning. So I tell people that that's where Nigeria is. Nigeria is on fire. It's just that she hasn't exploded and burnt yet. Because the kidnappings, women are being raped, children can't go to school, insecurity, over 70 cumulative years that our children were left at home. When you calculate those years of ASO strike from the PDP to the APC, it's 4.6 years. That means a child born, you can imagine the child's age, you do the math. So what I say to people about that is that God asked Moses, the Almighty asked Moses, what's in your hand? Moses said, oh, I just have this stick. I say to people, no, Moses had his PVC to deliver his people from the hands of Pharaoh in Egypt. That's the significance of our PVCs, y'all. So it's something that I say to people, and that PVC is what Moses used to pack APC one side, back PDP one side to clear road for Labour Party. So my own is use your PVC. You have friends, even if the diaspora, we know that you can't join us to vote, but we are not oblivious of the work, the good work that you guys are doing for us here in Nigeria. You guys are just amazing. So please spread this story. Tell them that that stick that Moses was holding was his PVC. That is what he used to swallow all those snakes that were in Pharaoh's house. He swallowed all those snakes. They told us that snakes swallowed our money. So you see how important our PVCs are. Snakes swallowed our money. Monkeys swallowed our money. Look, rats have done all kinds of things at Aso Rock. So our PVCs is what we're going to use to part whatever sea is ahead of us. You know, which sea? Red Sea, whatever sea, APC, PDP, clear the road. So you know that story of how he put his staff, into the ocean and it parted ways. So part the Red Sea, part everything that is in your way and make way for the Labour Party. Like I told you, we are in Labour and we are ready for delivery. So please, Nigerians, there is no better time than we have now. His Excellency Peter Obi has shown us his track record. The man's track record. Nobody can come and unverify anything he has claimed. We are still waiting. His track record says it all. His vision for Nigeria. I'll tell you guys a story. I was at a rally at our women's town hall, and immediately it dawned on me, Nana, the first lady said to me that I was going to speak before she came up. So I started to think, this state, what do they have in this state? In fact, it was Edo State. And I was sitting around women, and these women couldn't tell me what Edo was known for. That literally broke my heart because I didn't want to go on my phone. I didn't want to do Google. I wanted to hear from the people. What are the natural resources that we have in Edo State? And they were blank. So when Peter Obi says that he's moving Nigeria from consumption to production, we have consumed so much that we don't even remember what our states are known for. And I had to start reminding the women, when I wrote Common Entrance, Edo State was known for rubber. Edo State had cocoa. It was when I started to name these things, a light bulb went off in the women's head. Cocoa, rubber, cassava, plantain. You know, no matter how mundane you think it is something. And that is it. If you meet Nigerians on the road, we have forgotten what our land can give to us because all we think of doing is going to China or going to America, the Japa syndrome. So a new Nigeria, yes, thank you, Laifa Enebeli. Thank you for that. A new Nigeria is possible and we have to make it possible. We can't keep doing things the way we've been doing it. Nigerians have become so despondent and so sad. It's sad that the women had forgotten what their state was known for. So we need to understand this message of consumption to production is so important because that is where our wealth is. That is where our strength is as a nation. We cannot continue to keep eating. Even when you're eating, you must reserve some. And for those of us who are theists, for those of us who have faith, for those of us who believe in a God, one thing we must know is that he's not a wasteful God. Even the water that comes down is recycled. We breathe it in and it goes back into the atmosphere. So where is it? He doesn't waste things. We mustn't waste our resource. We mustn't waste our lives, you know. So this new Nigeria that His Excellency Peter Obi is ushering in is such an amazing time, and women have a strong role. I don't know if he knows it, but he kept saying, me and my vice presidential candidate, Zeti Baba Ahmed, are going to birth a new Nigeria. Without women, and I know that there are women on this platform, there can't be a new Nigeria. Who's the one that gives birth? Let the men give us what they have, and let us birth that thing that brings us joy in the morning. Yes, thank you very much. I'm saying it loud. So that's my message. Remember, we are in labor. We are in labor. Women understand what I'm saying. When you're giving your EDD date, it's 2 weeks before or it's 2 weeks after. So we're smack in the middle of our EDD and we're about to have a shining new baby. It will not be easy. Let us remember His Excellency Peter Obi is not a magician. But one thing we must remember is that, like I say to women when I'm talking to them, if we say that we are obedient, then we should obey traffic lights. Then we should stop when the police ask us to stop. When we say we are obediently useful, then we should be useful to one another. We should be kind to one another. We should stop being antagonistic. It's not time to insult anybody. It's just time to focus on our goal. I don't remember in any of the storybooks that we read, whether in the Holy Quran or in the Bible, I don't remember anybody saying Moses had time to start insulting people. He just went there with one message: let my people go. It's time for my people to go. And that's when Nigerians say, we want to take back our country. We are telling those who have been in power, it's time to let the people go, because now we have a man who says to us, if I don't do what I promised you, then hold me responsible. It's so amazing to hear a man say that. It's refreshing to hear a man, a Nigerian man, a proud Igbo man say, hold me responsible. And his wife has also carried that mantra. She says if her husband fails Nigerians, we should hold her responsible. So you see, it is teamwork. It is teamwork on his home front. It is teamwork on the political scale. It is teamwork on the obedient scale. It is teamwork even with the party that we represent. So Nigerians, we mustn't drop the ball. Oh. Me, I'm nervous, so forget all this that I'm doing. I sometimes at night I can't sleep. I wake up sweating. I'm worried, but I do know that we've come to a point where Nigerians are saying it's now or never. And the time is now for good things to happen to us. So I say to people, I want to be proud of my passport again. I want to be proud that I'm Nigerian. Anyway, I've always been proud. I have never not been proud. I've always been. I've never had it in my mind to japa or to, never. And so that's why this is so important to me, because I want for my son to be able to say, well done, we did well. My country is a good country. And this is the best time for all of us in Nigeria to be part of history. So we shouldn't miss the opportunity. It's a good opportunity. It's the right opportunity. It's the way to go. So yes, so any questions for me? Let's do this.
No, thank you. You have said it all, madam. We are so impressed. That was very charismatic. That was enigmatic. That, in fact, we know why you are the mouthpiece of the Obidatti campaign.
I've even lost my voice in the process.
well, that was, we heard everything you said. Your voice was fantastic. You have made all the points about the women, 9 months, the delivery time.
Oh, yes.
You have made the great point of using our PVC to pass any impossibility in front of us.
PDP
Ladies
one
and
side,
gentlemen,
APC one side,
Madam Kazori has made us proud. She has shown that we can get to where we are going. But she did say something that she can be nervous sometimes. Well, that is feminine, it's emotional, and we can accept that. But for us, the men that don't physically do the delivery, we are men of steel. That is why we are still needed at the theater during the delivery. So thank you very much for the opportunity. And we are so glad to have had you. Thank you for going out to campaign. God bless you. I've got my chairman back. The national chairman is back on with us. Hopefully our network will let us down again.
I hope so.
I'm going to bring him on to finish what he started. Thank you.
Thank you.
Barrister Buri, our national chairman, our amiable chairman, our well-respected chairman, please, you can come on now, sir.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm actually in the village. Politics, they say, is local. So I'm in my village, and that's why the network is not very, very friendly here. So I'll try and be very brief so that the network will allow me to say all I have to say. Well, let me start again by appreciating our friends, our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. I appreciate you. I appreciate all your contributions, your financial contributions, your moral contributions, your support, the cash, all the support that you've given us. We are happy. There's no saying the fact that in this struggle for a new Nigeria, you have been so outstanding. People in the diaspora were very outstanding. your talk to your people, the mobilization you gave to your brothers, your sisters here, played a major role in the momentum that we have today. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of all what you've done for us. It's a week to go from today. And I want to say to you and to report to you clearly that what we needed to do as a party and as candidates, I'm sure that we played that role very, very effectively. We're able to take our campaigns to the nooks and crannies of the country, even where people didn't expect that we'll go. We have been able to touch those areas. People didn't expect that we'll go to Borno, to Yola, to Adamawa, to Meduguri, to Yobe, to Southern Kaduna, name it, to Zamfara, to Sokoto, to Katsina. We practically went around the 36 states. And for me, it was an eye-opener. And I want to say very clearly that from all indications, from the support that we have, from all the statistics, it's very obvious to us that by next week, we'll be able to change APC and PDP government in Nigeria. I'm very confident because of the level of enthusiasm, the records, the polling, the speed of work done so far. I'm very sure that we are very, very close to Aso Rock. And I'm sure that is why our opponent, PDP and APC, are already jittery. They're already afraid of themselves. And I'm sure that's why they have made us subject of attacks. You recall in Lagos how they tried to stop our rallies in Lagos. But the power of the people is greater than the power of the few individuals. Lagos rally came out very strong and very strong, and also came out very, very well in spite of the attack, in spite of the intimidation and harassment. So I want to say to you that the time of the people has come. All this while, we've never had a people-oriented government, a people-oriented political party. All we have had since democracy started in 1999 has been the establishment imposing their wishes and aspirations on us. And this is the first time ever that we shall be having people-oriented party and people-oriented governments. So for us, we are determined, we are ready. We are putting finishing touches to our campaigns. The I's and the T's, we have tried to dot them. Currently, we are mobilizing our support where we have some loose ends. We are trying to tidy them up towards Saturday. I'm very, very confident. My hope is reinforced again and again that we are winning this election. We are only calling on the security agencies, the commander-in-chief, and all those people in government that they must allow the process to be free, fair, and credible. We believe that if the process is free, if it's fair, it's credible, we will win that election as we are already seeing. So I want to appreciate you once more. I want to say very clearly that our agenda, the Labour Party agenda, the agenda of the presidential candidate, which is the 7-point agenda, has the capacity to turn the economic woes, economic mysteries, and the sufferings of our people around. As it stands today, Labour Party is the only party that has the manifesto, that has the programs, that has the capacity to turn our country around and put it on the path of growth and development. our 7-point agenda is key and is ready. We'll be ready to tackle all the failures of government over the years. So it's not a mistake. You are not making a mistake at all for all your contributions and for all your support that you've given to the Labour Party and to the presidential candidates. Today, as it stands, without sounding immodest, I know that you already know our own presidential candidate, Peter Obi, and the vice presidential candidate are the only one whose credentials, whose pedigree, whose character stands out among all other presidential candidates. Beyond that, the work for president requires mental and physical energy to be able to drive the process of development for the country. And today, without sounding immodest, Peter Obi and the vice presidential candidates are the ones that have all these characteristics to be able to drive the process of growth and development for the country. There's no gainsaying the fact that we need to re-energize the country. We need to work hard in order to put the country on the path of growth and development. And it is only the Labour Party and the presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidate that has what it takes to be able to drive this process. So we are ready for governance. We are ready to lead the Nigerian people to victory. We have said that this election of next week, of next Saturday, is beyond Peter Obi. It's even beyond Labour Party as a party. It is the people's movement. And there's nothing any of us, including Peter Obi himself, can do about it. And therefore, it is time for the people of Nigeria to take back their country from those who have held it captive, who have held it and make the good part of the country out of the people. The people is ready to take back their country. The situation around the country has shown very, very clearly that the people is ready to take back their country. And they are ready to do that by the ballots. And therefore, for me, we are ready to provide leadership. We are making and putting the last minute touch to all our arrangements that will lead us to victory by next week, Saturday. I will be very happy to be the youngest political party chairman to produce the next president of Nigeria. I want to thank you once more. I want to appreciate you for all your support. This feat that we are about to achieve wouldn't have been achieved without our brothers in diaspora, without those of you who have contributed one way or the other to support this cause. Your reward will be the provision of the dividend of democracy to the people of Nigeria. And most importantly to you, Peter Obi has promised, and I will reiterate, that this election will be the last one. Our people in diaspora will not be participating. I want to assure you that come the next election, our brothers and sisters in diaspora will vote from wherever they are all over the world. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't know if you have a few minutes just to take one or two questions from our people. First thing, I have a question. It's a very simple and straightforward one. While everyone is listening, the question is simple. Some people have, they've come to me with their concerns, not fears, concerns about the 25% that the winning party needs to get from, is it 24 states out of the 36 states of the Federation in order to win? So that despite having a majority votes, but you still need to satisfy this other condition, which is 25% of 24 states. Your reassurance have been extremely effective, and I have always been strong in my belief in our ability to win this election. Your reassurance have actually reinforced that belief. But I just want to know, with regards to getting 25% of the 24 states, what are your take on that particular area of the election?
Well, the truth of the matter is that without a waste of time, it has been a major concern of how to get the spread. Whether we win is no longer an issue. It is whether we'll be able to get the spread. And I want to assure you that that's what took us to the nooks and crannies of several other states. You see that we did in our rallies and in our mobilization of the people. We didn't stop at the state capital. We visited 2-3 locations. For instance, Labour Party is the only party that went to Mubi, Southern Borno, and several other locations to campaign. It is only Labour Party that is able to go to Southern Kaduna, Southern Gombe. All these are areas that people have never visited. It is only Labour Party that have visited these areas and several other locations that we have touched. From all our analysis so far, from the polling so far, we are very confident that we'll be able to get 27 states. As per the last polling that we carried out, we are likely, as of today, from the polling, we are winning in 27 states.
Thank you for that reassurance. That is extremely reassuring.
Yes, we conducted a polling this week, and that polling showed very clearly that we are going to have 27 states. They have also showed us where we need to do some more work. And as I speak with you now, Peter Obi is moving around those other areas that he needed to touch. I can assure you that we are winning and we'll have the 24 states. We'll have above the 24 states. The time of the people has come to take back their country, and they are determined to do that. Both in the north, in the east, everywhere around the country, the people are determined to take back their country. The people in the north are even more oppressed. We were even thinking that we will not have support in the north. But I'm sure that you were shocked that we have overwhelming support even from the north. So I can reassure you again and again that we are going to have 25%. These results will shock the people, the way it will turn out.
Thank you very much, our amiable chairman. I like the way you smile. And your heart is becoming something that we are reckoning with as the chairman of the Labour Party. And you may not know this, is becoming a threat to our opponents. Just seeing you come out in your Bala hat. Thank you very much for that reassurance. I have seen 2 hands up, and I'm going to give them the opportunity to actually ask their questions.
I'm available. Actually, if not for network, I've created time for this. You know, you have been on my neck that I should be available this time. So as your humble servant, I have created, it's only networking. So allow people to be free with me, allow them to ask their questions. I'm ready if network will allow us. Like I said, I'm actually in the village, and network here is not too friendly. But for the time, I've created 3 hours for this program, so I'm available.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for letting the people know that I've been on your case on this matter. And I'm glad because I had to. Our people have been very, very magnanimous. Within a few weeks of our taking over, we started raising money, and even I was taken aback with the amount of money. I'm not going to be naming that online. But we were able to make a lot of impact in terms of financial collection, which our members sacrificed. And I really want to use this opportunity to appreciate them. And I'm glad that you are giving back. You are showing us your appreciation by listening to our people and taking questions from them. I'm going to be taking questions now without further ado. I will like Dr. Usim to come in first, and then Mr. Usai Benovia. The 2 of them are members of our committee, and that is why I'm giving them a bit of priority. So come in, Dr. Usim. You can unmute and ask your question very quickly, sir.
Yeah, hi everyone. So thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that time that you have dedicated for today's meeting. We actually, my question, I put it before on the chat, but I just feel since there was a time for question, I can ask that. We were wondering about the situation report in the southwestern region when we heard that the Labour Party structures have been closed to APC. I don't know if that information is true because we've never heard any further news about that. And then also I was wondering that now that Obi is doing some final touches on campaign, I saw him in almost part of the Southeast. I don't know if he will be fine to do like, because they are actually where we got stronghold, the South and the Southeast, which are originally PDP stronghold. I don't know, you can use this opportunity to touch those various states again, because like you mentioned in the North, there are places you went like 2 to 3 places. If you can go to those places to galvanize more vote, because from situation report, some of the states in this South and Southeast were visited once. So if you can go back, I don't know if that will be okay, but the major question is, what are we doing about the Southwestern structure that was collapsed to APC? Thank you.
Okay. Is that the question then, sir?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let the chairman, we'll take another question and the chairman can respond to them. Mr. Osaigbinovia, please come on with your question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for yielding the floor. Good afternoon, everybody, and good afternoon to our Labour Party chairman. My question is very, very simple. I just wanted to know, we know Obi is our primary objective. We want to make him the president of the country. I just wanted to find out how far we're doing with the other candidates representing the Labour Party as a party.
Sorry, Mr. Osa, how far are we doing what, sorry?
With the other candidates.
Oh, how far they are?
Not just the presidency, but all the other candidates in the Labour Party.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we have to impress it on our people to vote across board for Labour Party.
Okay, we'll let our chairman take that. Those
Thank
two
you, sir.
questions. Yeah. Does our chairman needs to be muting? Let me see. Has he been muted?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, sir.
Yes, so I say, let me again add my voice to your own to appreciate our people for the immense contribution so far.
Thank you.
We acknowledge the receipt of a lot of campaign materials, the t-shirts, the face cap, and several other wristbands that were produced. I want to really, really appreciate it. I appreciate that you have been supporting a lot of support groups. You'll be supporting a lot of communities. A lot of you have been supporting your ward. And like I said, the patriotic role that you've played have really made this movement to be thick. This movement would not have got to this level without our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. So I felt I needed to reiterate that and to appreciate you once more for the great job and the great contributions that you have made in one way or the other to this struggle to liberate and take over the country. Now, as per the question, the so-called man who is said to have defected to APC with the structure of the party was somebody who was expelled from the party 3 years back. It was just a state caretaker committee chairman in Ekiti State and have been expelled from the party for the past 3 years. And so I was shocked when APC was doing a photo show that he has taken the structure of the party to APC. He has been a member of APC since over 3 years ago when he was expelled from the party for anti-party activities. So he's not a member of our party. He has not been a member of the party. He does not have control over the structure. The structure of our party in Southwest is intact. It's even waxing stronger. Over the past 1 week, a lot of big names that I don't want to mention in the Southwest have collapsed on the ground to join the party. Like I said, we did a study, and that study showed that we're going to have small issues in the Southwest. And we immediately deployed ourselves to work. We've been walking around the clock. We've not been sleeping 24 hours. And as I speak to you now, a lot of states that were not working with Labour Party is now working with us in the Southwest. If there's any time the party is strong, the party is stronger now, even in the Southwest. And so when APC chooses to make a photo show out of what an expert member was talking about, we didn't bother ourselves about it. But we've put the record straight. I made a reaction to that. The state chairman of Ekiti State also made a reaction to that. And I'm sure that probably you didn't see it. That's why you are asking the question. Let me reassure you that the structure in Southwest is intact, is stronger and better, and will deliver to us come next week, Saturday. So lose no sleep about Southwest. Lose no sleep about Southwest. Lose no sleep about Southwest. We are making very, very powerful inroads into Southwest. The result we are going to get from the Southwest will invariably shock you too, considering the work we have done in the last 1 week and that we are going to continue to do before the elections.
Chairman, the other question that was on the floor was, how are the other candidates beside our main principal doing?
Yes.
The other candidates, how are they doing on the
I think that's Yes, I think that's even the third question. There's a second leg to the question that was asked by the man who asked the question of the Southwest, which has to do with, or probably it's a suggestion that PO should do more finishing, should visit more of those communities. Yes, we're actually doing a mop-up of the community that we need to visit. As I speak with you, yesterday, the presidential candidate was in some places. Today, he will be in some places. From now till Wednesday, we have itemized some of the places that he needs to do some finishing touches. If you follow your news from tomorrow, even from today, you'll be able to see the mop-up activities that we are doing. Having said this, I will now take the last lap of the question, which has to do with the other candidates of the party. Yes, other candidates are doing well. There were some places we didn't have candidates, but we got a court order to upload candidates in most of those states. Although INEC have appealed against that judgment, but we're actually on it. We're actually dealing with it. Our candidates are doing very well in the Southeast. Majority of them are doing well in the South-South. A couple of our candidates are doing well in Lagos. Some few ones are doing well in the Southeast. In the North-Central, candidates are doing very well. In the Northeast and Northwest, a number of our candidates are doing well. So I think that generally, we are doing very, very well in the election. Other candidates are supportive because we appreciate the fact that Peter Obi needs people in the National Assembly. We believe that he needs men of credibility, men of character, men of competence, men that have proactiveness to be able to enable him to deliver in his promises. So we are very cautious of that. And where we have capacity to have good candidates, I think we have given that opportunity to the candidates. And I'm sure that they are doing very well. So generally, I think we are fine in that respect.
Thank you very much, sir, for answering those questions. As you can see, I've got a few hands up. And guys, we are going to try this time to be brief. And Mr. Chairman is going to be giving us straight answers so that we don't waste too much time. Our chairman, we know, is relaxing and has got a lot of time for us, but let's use the time effectively. So I'm going to ask, first of all, Mr. Ibrahim Shitu, if you come on straight and just ask your question straight, please.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Mr. Chairman, and for the national chairman. I greet every Nigerian on the platform and people listening around the world. My name is Ibrahim Owodune Shitu. I'm an active member of the Conservative Party here in the UK. And I get this question by people most of the time, saying why Conservative?
Please ask the question, sir.
Yeah, okay. I'm not actually calling to ask a question. I'm calling to buttress what our national chairman said about the 27 states that we need to win. I just want to contribute in the sense that I believe, and I want to also suggest to you that with everything happening in Nigeria presently, it's going to be a landslide. It will not even be 27 states. Because if you look at the position of Nigeria today, every man in Nigeria has a common interest. From what is happening, what we see on TV, on the news, everybody have a common interest. And I mean, if you don't get involved, how do you put your interests across? So presently, I don't think it's even going to be 27 states. It will be all the states. All we just need to do is work more harder and try to communicate with people, get them to be more involved and active. That's my position. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Shitu. That is absolutely fabulous, extremely reassuring. I want to take Princess, please. Princess, you can come on the floor. Can somebody let Princess in? Princess, you've got the floor. We've asked you to unmute.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, our able chairman. My name is Princess Mrs. Dorik Somoedo. I'm a member of Diaspora Women for Peter Obi. My question is, because I'm concerned about this Biafra issues that is around in Nigeria that we are seeing in social media. So it's giving me concern in the East. So I don't know what we are doing about that. The Biafra, what they were doing on the social media, if it's real or we don't know. So I just want to, I'm actually having concern regarding it. So I don't know if Mr. Chairman, if you are aware as well about the what is happening in the East. Thank you.
Thank you, Princess.
Yeah.
Thank you for that question. I don't know if the chairman heard that. We are going to take a few questions and then just get answers to them. I can see a few hands up. If someone else have asked your question, please kindly put your hand down. No need duplicating the same thing. And I'm just going to give Mr. Ine Makati. Mr. Ine Makati, please ask your question.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get myself off mute there. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Chairman. And it's really good to be here. My question is straight to the point is, I'm from Akwa Ibom. I was born and bred in Rivers State. There's a lot of underground play at Rivers State in terms of the Wike APC arrangement. What is the party doing about that to ensure that we capture at least 85% of Rivers State voters? Because Rivers State broadly is made up of 3 geopolitical zones, essentially. We have the Jaws, we have the Igbos, and then we have the Ogoni. So 3 broad groups, essentially. So is there any news from what is happening there? And what is the party doing to kind of make sure that we capture at least 85% of votes there in Rivers State? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ine, for that question. I don't know. Let me just be sure that we've still got our chairman on. Is Barrister Abure, Chairman, Labour Party, Nigeria, still on with us, sir? Let me see if he needs unmuting again, because sometimes these things happen. You fall off and fall back in, and you will need to be unmuted.
I'm on.
He's on. He's online.
Yeah, I just heard him.
On.
I just heard him. Okay, we'll take another question. So, did you hear those questions, sir?
Yes, I got all the questions. The one
Thank
of
you
Biafra
very
and
much,
the one
sir.
from Rivers.
Okay,
I've got them.
Thank you very much. So we'll just take one more question and we'll let our chairman respond. I will not be taking questions from anyone whose phone is not showing a name. I can see an iPhone. I'm not taking any question from any iPhone. Please kindly take the opportunity and put a name to your phone. I want to take
Why not allow them ask their question?
Should I, sir? Okay. Based on that instruction, I will. I'm just going to let Mr. Chinedu ask his own question now.
It's all right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for coming. My name is Chinedu Tonikan, as have been mentioned. Although I have this implicit and explicit confidence in our INEC of today, and my question goes to the polling agents and the polling guard that will secure or sort of give some direction to the electorate to avoid the issue of cancelled or misprinted or mistomed voters card. Do you have any reassurance in that regard that Labour has enough polling agents to cover the 36 states and Abuja? Has been mentioned or purported in the print media that Labour have only less than half of the states in terms of the polling agents. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that. We'll just take iPhone and the last one for the answer now. iPhone, please kindly unmute and come on. You are privileged by our national chairman. Take advantage. Hello, who is on the iPhone? You have been asked to unmute. Kindly unmute and come on.
iPhone unmute, please. Thank you.
Okay, we're not going to waste time. He's not coming on.
Okay.
He's not coming on.
And iPhone, please name your device as well. We need to know who you are. Name your device.
Okay, we'll just take Mr. Michael Kujembola in place of the iPhone, and that should be it. Mr. Kujembola, please come on quickly.
We also have a question in the chat box, please.
Okay, we'll read the chat box once Chairman has answered this last one. Mr. Kujembola, are you still there? Kindly unmute, or are you having problem unmuting?
Yeah, thank you so much, Chairman. Thank you so much for giving me the privilege to speak on this platform today.
Good.
My question is actually in line with Chinedu's question, but is in a broader perspective. There has been rumor that Labour Party does not have enough PU agents in all the local, on all the polling units across the Federation, Nigeria. So my question is, do we really have enough polling unit agents across all the polling units in Nigeria, in the whole of Nigeria? Secondly, is do we really trust? If we do, how well do we trust this polling unit agent? Because they are actually critical to this election. How well do we trust them? Because my fear and concern is, hope they will not, their conscience will not be bought over, as we all know that PDAPC, they have this money that they can buy off people's conscience. So how well do we trust them if we do have enough polling unit agents across the Federation? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'll let Mr. Chairman answer those questions.
I will start with the first one that talked about Biafra. so far, in all the elections that have been conducted so far, both the governorship election, general election, name it, there's no time that we've not had threats of this Biafra calling on people not to participate in the election. In the just concluded Anambra election, we also had similar threats, where at a time we were even thinking that the governorship election in Anambra State will not hold, but election went on and the people came out to vote. Before this time, even in 2019, there were similar threats in the region that election will not hold, but election went on. This time around, I'm very sure that election will still hold. My admonition would be to the security agencies and the commander-in-chief to reassure the people of their security, and I'm sure that a lot of people will come out to cast their votes. These concerns, however, is what we have done in a letter, bringing it to the attention of INEC, to the attention of the president, and indeed the Inspector General of Police, to bring their attention to the palpable threat in the Southeast. And like I would like to say, these are security matters. And it's not everything about security that you actually put on the table to discuss. So for me, it suffices to state clearly that I don't think that those threats will be strong enough to deter our people from coming out to vote. But this week, as events unfold, we'll be able to take them on and we'll be able to deal with it. The issue of rivers, I'm sure that you may not have seen the campaign when APC took their campaign to Rivers, one of the markets. And on their arrival, APC crew, people were shouting, Obi, 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 Obi. I'm sure you didn't see that. So my position is that irrespective of which position Wike is taking, I don't think it has a way of affecting us adversely. But as at this moment, we can't really say Wike's position is gradually being clearer now, because when Wike was asked recently after Utom's declaration, I don't know whether the man that asked the question is on. You saw that Utom have come out publicly to say that he's endorsing Labour Party. And a day after that day, they asked Wike, how come the G5 has not taken a position? And Wike's response to them was that Utom has spoken for the G5. So I don't want you to bother so much about Rivers State. I believe that we'll be able to win Rivers and win it very, very well. Yes, the third person talked about polling unit agents. Yes, we were not able to upload all, but we uploaded close to 85%. We uploaded above 85% of polling unit agents. And therefore, we have a contingency plan. We had a backup plan, which we are using to make up. So to that extent, I can conclude to you that we will be able to cover all the polling units in Nigeria. Yes, the other key question is about trusting the agent. And well, like Macbeth said, The mind construction cannot be seen in the face. It is only God who can see the heart of man. As humans, it is impossible for us to know the conception of man. And therefore, we have thousands of people who are polling unit agents. They are in their numbers. And therefore, for such a huge number of people, it will be difficult to say that you can trust everybody. And be that, having said that, I want to say clearly that the PU agent is only one agent. Those PU agent is also being checked by other obedient and other people in the polling unit. The party agent is just one person. The polling unit agent has other people that are equally checking him. Because this movement is a movement of the people. This obedient movement is huge and bigger than any one man. It's even bigger than me as the national chairman of the party. It's bigger than Peter Obi as the presidential candidate. And therefore, it's also bigger than the polling unit agents. And therefore, the polling unit agents won't be able to compromise the process because there will be a lot of other people who will also be at the polling unit, who will be checkmating what the agent is doing. I'm aware of some other organizations that train 2, 3, 4, 5 persons as polling unit agents. And therefore, I want to say clearly that it's not within the prerogative. It's not within the prerogative of one polling unit agent. So I believe that there will be a lot of people who will be checkmating whatever the agent. Look for my power bank. This thing one, or plug this one first. Yeah, so there will be a lot of other persons who will be checkmating the polling unit agents. So I want to reassure you that with the machinery that is in place, with the excitement with the people, with the high mobilization of the people, it is very difficult for one man to betray the people in their polling units. It will be doomed to that person. He may not even come out there alive.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Wow. Those are all serious answers to very, very serious security questions. We thank you for that. And we are just going to take a few questions from the chats. Lady Edna, if you don't mind, please just randomly pick some important questions from the chat for our chairman. Our time is fast spent, and we are rounding up as we speak. So let me see.
Just give me 1 minute. Let me see if I can get Dati to join.
Please, sir. Yes, you are excused. In that case, DJ,
go ahead with your question.
Us a music interlude?
No, don't worry. I can do 2 things at the same time. Just go on with the question while I try to get in.
Okay, then. Lady Edna.
From the chats, we have Lady Chibogo Obinwa, and her question is, are there sufficient polling agents and are there enough voluntary observers? What's Labour Party doing about the situation? Can they confirm to us that all is well in those aspects if they're all in hands? That's number one. And then a second question also from her was, were the agents properly trained in terms of ethics and what they should expect at the polling stations and what they can do in case of any incidents. Yeah. There's also, hold on, let me just take those down while
Please
I
take
check the
questions that have
others.
not been answered. I know we have answered questions that relate to polling stations.
Right, in terms of the training, have we answered the questions about the trainings that were
No,
given?
not the training.
Thank you, that's why I read that. So while we put that down, let me just go through and see if there are questions we haven't answered. Thank you.
Okay. Whilst we're getting some questions together from the chat, I will just let Mr. Ruang. I've kept him for so long. Mr. Ruang Chad, please come on the floor and take your question. I've sent you permission to unmute. You are unmuted. Please speak.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, my chairman, and even our chairman, Labour Party, Barrister Ebure. I will want to ask a question. I've already envisaged us winning and coming. It's a new government. But when it comes to governance, I would like the chairman to answer. I know as we speak, and just as he said, we can't trust everyone. There are many people, many I will say, they're just using the light of Peter Obi and hiding under the umbrella of Labour Party. If we win, I also know there are many states that there are people in other parties that maybe Labour Party wouldn't have been strong, but those people are of good character, competence, and we've seen their antecedents. So when on board, when Labour Party, His Excellency Peter Obi and his vice, Ahmed Babadati, now come on board, how are we going to welcome these people? Because we will love a smooth governance. We will love a government because Nigerian has gone way too bad that we need to address certain key issues. It's not going to be time for this party I'm coming. No, how will we embrace, or Labour Party, His Excellency, embrace these people? That's my question. Because I believe there should be measures already. We should think ahead that we will have to welcome these people either way, and so that we can have a smooth transition of governance. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And one final one, Mr. Preston Toaro, who happens to be a member, just like Mr. Ruang, of the committee. Mr. Preston Toaro, please, kindly come in.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Good afternoon, Barrister Bure. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. My question is very straight to the point. At the moment, we all see and feel the issue about the scarcity of the new Naira notes. Now, specifically as it relates to the election, my question is, how prepared are we to be able to at least take care of the polling agents on that particular day of election? Because people are desperate for cash. So the expectation will be that if they work for us on the day, they would expect to be paid in cash. So if this is something that has not been taken care of already, is this something that you can confirm to us that it's been looked into? Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, one last final question is Lady Lifa Enebili, please come on.
Thank you very much. My question, I probably have two questions. I'll just summarize them. The first one is probably will have to do with post-election, but I still want to have the opportunity to ask it. The experience we have as members of Labour Party, both here and back at home, has been that there are a lot of processes that are very archaic in terms of not very up to speed with the new age. How will Labour Party with the new identity it will now have, or it has in Peter Obi, ensure that the party now is up to speed with development in terms of processes and rules within the party? I've read the, Then number two, and how will that translate into encouraging new membership in a way that the membership can become part of the party and affect change from within the party, both in diaspora and back home in Nigeria? And my second question has to do with, there's been a lot of infighting between amongst Labour Party candidates in particular constituencies that has become very problematic to us floor members just observing. We happen to be seeing a case of cronyism, one or two people feeling because they know the Oga at the top or they have a godfather, muzzling out others who have less voice. So how is the party ensuring that this injustice is not perpetrated within the ranks of Labour?
Good question.
Okay. Just one quick one. I don't know if we lost her there, or I'm not sure what's happened, but we've got our vice presidential candidate on, and Honorable Datti Baba himself is here with us, and I'm just going to let him come on and say a few words to us. Honorable Datti Baba, please come on. It's Dr. Igwe Omorodion, Chairman Labour Party here. We've got the national chairman with us as well. Hello, sir. Were you able to unmute? I know he's in a car driving at present, so maybe he's got some network issues. And I think it looks like he's dropped off. I'm not sure if he's dropped off. He was with us a few minutes ago. Okay, he's still with us. He's unmuted now. Our honorable vice presidential candidate, please come on. I can see you are still on there and you are unmuted. Speak to us, sir. I want to believe it's network, because I can see he was there and unmuted, which means he accepted the permission to unmute, but apparently speaking, and we're probably not able to hear him because of the network. I will just try it once again, and if that doesn't work, we will move on. Sorry, guys, because we've got a lot of people, so I'm having to scroll. I was hoping that my able co-host will be able to do this for me while I'm...
What name is it?
As well.
Mohammed is in there.
It's gone off. It's gone off. I saw the name. I saw his face.
Yes,
it's gone off. It's out of network.
We've lost him. I'm sure he will try and come back again.
Yes.
Okay, so
it wasn't on his name. I think the name of the device or something else. I figured it out, but it's out.
Yes. He dropped off because I noticed he was unmuted. Okay, I will continue. I don't know if Lifa dropped off as well earlier. I don't know if she was able to complete her question so that our chairman can give an answer to those questions while we are waiting for our honorable Datti Baba.
Yes, Lifa's network was a bit shaky. I don't know if she's back on now. Hi, Lifa.
I can see she's back on. I'm just letting her unmute and see if she needs to complete her question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was talking. I didn't realize that I went off.
The second part of your question is the one you were on, and the final part.
Okay.
So please kindly conclude that for us.
The second part is, how is the party that we've noticed across some specific constituencies, we've seen infighting to the point where it's quite troubling for us, the floor members, and a case of one candidate alleging against other alleging against another person, godfatherism, cronyism, and blatant cases of people crisscrossing from other parties who have lost primaries in another party, well documented, open and seen, and coming in to displace other bona fide candidates who are in Labour Party. How is the party dealing with that to ensure there's no injustice even within Labour Party? Because that's what we're campaigning against, injustice. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. I will just yield the floor to our Honorable National Chairman to respond to those questions. Thank you. Well, let me see. Maybe Mr. Chairman is unmuting again.
Hello, Chairman. While we try to get, can we allow Nana to round up while we wait for Chairman to connect, please?
Okay. Is Chairman disconnected?
Nana, please go ahead.
Go ahead.
Unmute yourself, please.
Have you given us permission to unmute? Yes, go ahead.
What am I going ahead with? Sorry, because I didn't hear
Closing
you guys
remarks,
for a while.
just your closing remarks. You had some points about structure. We are here to promote mainly about the election. 6 days to go. Next week, Saturday. Our focus should be on how to win this election.
Okay, so thank you very much once again. Thank you for having me come back on. I was very, thankfully the chairman was here and he has cleared some doubts on some things. But please, I also want us to understand, and that's one of the messages we should send across. When they said that our structures were collapsed into the APC or into the PDP, I laughed. These are the same people that said to us that, how can we win an election when we have no structure? So please, I don't want us to be deceived at any point in time. You, all of us in this room, on this Zoom platform, all the obedience all over the nation, we are the structure. So let's not start looking at, they're trying to do all these things to rattle us, to make us seem as if we don't know what we're doing. Nigerians are the structures. The electorate are the structure for the Labour Party. All those other people, many of them don't even know what they're doing. So when we come on board, we're now going to have to, the work will finally and very well begin. Remember, they said we don't have any structures. So what was being collapsed? So you should see that there's also propaganda on that level, on very many levels, also that they can disorient us, also that they can discourage us, also that they can stop us from going ahead and forging ahead, because we are light years ahead of these people. So please, I don't want any of us to listen to their banter. The chairman has explained to us how we intend to win, everybody now, because of how things have happened and because of how new this whole movement is, we are the ones that are standing in to support and to protect our votes. No. Like he already told us, we can't trust anybody, but I can trust me. I know that I've been on this journey for all the right reasons. So wherever I'm going to find myself, I'm going to do the right things and I'm going to vote. So we mustn't be afraid at any point in time. That's one thing I want us to understand. When they tell us that our structures were collapsed into other parties, please ask them. They said we had no structures. We are the structure. We're not doing politics the way they have done it all these years that apparently didn't work for the nation. So let's not even go back into into their rhetoric and their scare tactics and rumor mongering. I'll have to keep quiet here. I can see our vice presidential candidate has joined us again. So I have to give honor to whom honor is due.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll bring him, His Excellency, back again. We're inviting him to unmute. Your Excellency.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, yes, I can hear you. I was just wondering, our vice presidential candidate, Senator Yusuf Deti Baba Ahmed, is here. So I yield my mic. He's the boss.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
everyone.
From London. We're happy to have you, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon, sir. We need to introduce you properly. This
Exactly.
is our
Okay, please
incoming
do.
vice presidential candidate, Honorable His Excellency Dati.
Get me, Aja.
No, you didn't.
I've been.
That's not proper. I will interrupt you here. His
Okay,
name,
go
you
ahead,
don't say
madam.
Honorable Excellency. He has his nomenclatures. He's a
Okay.
doctor, PhD,
Please help
and
us
he's
here,
also
madam.
a senator. So that's how you introduce him with the nomenclatures.
I will let you do
Senator,
the
His
honors of the
Excellency.
introduction of our
Oh,
incoming vice president.
our incoming vice president. Okay, let me.
Hello.
Let me.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Literally, I've been outside. I joined the. Would see me, I was on the road. I'm just entering. My battery is literally at 3%. Any second, it's going off.
Okay.
My battery is going off. My phone battery.
Please, when we're introducing
Hello?
our excellencies.
Okay, I think he's in the middle of changing his battery, and I'm sure he will join us as soon as that battery
As
is
soon as he
changed.
can sort
So
it out.
if I will yield to our UK chairman to reintroduce our national chairman, Barrister Abure. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I'm on.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
We left off at some point with some questions. I don't know if you got them, and we will
Yes,
just.
I got some of the questions. You know, Edna was trying to read some questions from the chat box, but I didn't get the first question. But I think I subsequently got other questions.
Okay, the question mainly, you've answered part of it, but the other part of it that you have not answered was regarding the training of the polling agents. Yes.
Okay. Yes, the training of polling agents we have commenced. We commenced yesterday. The other lap of the training will be concluded within the week. I'm sure between now and Wednesday, we should be able to deal with the training of the agents. What delayed the training was that we didn't have sufficient funds to conclude the training. But I'm very hopeful that by Wednesday, we should have concluded the training of the polling unit agents. Yes, somebody asked the question of how to welcome new members, especially those. Well, Peter Obi has made it very clear that he's going to form a government of national unity. This means that every man, every woman, every Nigerian that has what it takes to move the country to development will be part of the government. For us in the party, we are equally open. The party is open to all Nigerians who are of age. We believe that democracy is by the people, for the people, and by the people. And therefore, the party is open to people joining the party.
Yes.
Peter Obi has also said it very, very clearly that he's going to form a government of national unity. And this means that every Nigerian who has what it takes to offer, who has an idea, who has something to contribute, will be given the opportunity to so do. Somebody talked about our processes being archaic and so on and so forth. I wouldn't really understand what she was talking about, but I want to say that our processes are, wherever we have had defects, I want to assure her that we'll continue to improve on our operations, our processes. What we should note here is that the revolution of our party started in June, July, and it's just less than 3, 4, 5 months, and we have become a party to beat in the country. The work is not a joke, but let me assure her that where we've not done well, we would improve our operations, we'll improve on our job, and then if there are processes that is not very clear to her, I assure her that we'll be able to deal with those issues as we progress. And she talked about infighting of candidates. Now, I didn't really get that clearly because she was not specific. I'm aware that we have uploaded the list of our candidates where we have some few issues. We are equally dealing with it. And I'm sure that by next week we are up for election. So the issue of infighting by candidates, I can't really place it, but because she was not specific. But I can assure you that as of today, we are no longer talking seriously about candidates. We are talking about how we'll be able to win the election. And those are the questions I have. I'm sure that I've sufficiently dealt with the questions.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I think you missed out my one.
Okay, what was yours?
About the availability of cash to pay polling agents.
Yes, we'll pay. I didn't get the question, quite frankly. So that was that. I thought you were talking about vote buying and the rest of it.
Oh,
yes,
no.
we
Actually means,
will
yes.
no, we'll definitely will pay our agents. We'll pay our agents. We'll find a way to pay them. We can transfer to them. They are members. We'll reach them and they will be paid. There's no question about that.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, so with the permission of the chairman, can I be excused from the meeting now so that I can deal with other people who are already waiting for me to see them?
Yes, sir. I think you have done, graciously, you have done us well. You have spent so much time. You have answered all the questions thrown at you. We know that at this time you are very busy. We are extremely grateful for your time. We really, really appreciate all you have done. And we want to thank you. And at this time, we are very happy to excuse you because people are waiting for you. You've been with us. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for all you have done. We appreciate you and we appreciate your time. God bless, sir.
Thank you.
We have a very special Professor Pat Utomi online. I don't know if it's time to bring him in.
Yes. If you just unmute him, let him unmute, and then I will we will introduce him properly and get him into the house. So let him unmute. Okay, I'm happy to announce that we've got our honorable Professor Pat Utomi. Is a gentleman that has held so many important positions, has been in the Nigerian political arena for so many years. One of the most experienced political party member of the Labour Party, and one of the big stalwarts of the Labour Party of today that has helped to promote Peter Obi to the level that we are now. We are extremely honored to have him in our midst. Yesterday, I called him and he picked up my phone despite being in a meeting and assured me he would be here, and he has kept to his word. And I know that our Honorable Vice Chairman, Mr. Ainebe, also rang him and other people, and he's keeping to his word. Please, sir, we are very happy to have you in our midst. We are honored, and we yield the floor to you just to say a word or two regarding the forthcoming election in a week's time.
It's all right, carry on.
Are you sure?
I think he hasn't
We need to unmute.
I've asked to unmute.
Prof, please unmute. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, here we go.
Okay, you can now hear me.
Yes,
I hear you clearly, sir.
It's a great pleasure to be able to join you today and to first say that we value very much Nigerians around the world who have shown such passion and commitment to the struggle of this moment. I think that sometimes people don't realize how profound the struggle of now really is and what it could mean for Nigerian history. In some ways, I am privileged to put this in context. It will be 50 years this September since I actually plunged into the battle for a new Nigeria. As an undergraduate at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, a country had been enveloped in crisis of student unionism. A student at the University of Ibadan 2 years before, Adekunle Adekpeju, was actually going about his normal business. Students were trying to demonstrate against an issue, and some policeman fired a shot, and it struck this innocent student and killed him. It had created quite a bit of tension in the country. And by late 1973, every university in the country, and by the way, there were only 5 really, almost 6 at that time. University of Benin was just coming on. But all the others had been shut down except the one I was at, the University of Nigeria, at Nsukka. And part of the reason the University of Nigeria was, quote unquote, not paying attention and offering solidarity to the rest of the student movement in Nigeria was that the people, the majority of the students there, of course, felt that the rest of the students in Nigeria did not show solidarity towards them when they were shut out of school for 3 years during the Civil War. And they were struggling to catch up, having lost 3 years, and they didn't even want their education disrupted. A group of us thought that human solidarity was such a fundamental thing, especially where human life was involved, that it was okay to take a new beginning approach and let the pains of the Civil War be put aside and let students think in solidarity with one another and a way forward. That led to pressures at UNN, and a number of us then founded what was called the Student Democratic Society, kind of mimicking what happened in Europe in the late 60s. And we actually targeted to bring down the student union and cost the students at the University of Nigeria to join other students in Nigeria in solidarity to demand justice. Justice for Kunle Adekpeju. The SDS came to then be led by a gentleman called Bassi, Ipo Bassi, brought together 2 distinct kinds of students. A group of what you may call Ajebota boys and some hardcore revolutionary types. Cut a long story short, we then initiated moves for public demonstration on campus. And on a certain day in 1974, we had a big meeting and decided that we were going to block the campus of University of Nigeria from access and state our position that we were in solidarity with students everywhere in Nigeria. While that whole process was going on, the then Vice Chancellor, Professor Herbert Codilinye, then stepped in and suggested that the whole student body have a rally at which all the sides will state their case. The student union, which was conservative and against the solidarity that we preached, and our side. I've told this long story because when one of the big hitters of the time on Pinnick got up to speak, he said, today, 6th of February of 1974 will be remembered as a day we were mentally demobilized after the Nigerian Civil War. We're finally I know I was cut off by a phone coming in. So Pinnick said, today, 6th of February 1974, will be remembered as a day when the people who were physically demobilized after the Civil War were finally mentally demobilized. And as people screamed, as usual, at those kinds of rallies, it occurred to me that it was 8:30 p.m. on my birthday, and I had not remembered it was my birthday. Now, this is the real significance of the story I've told. That I was so passionate about things happening right in Nigeria that I did not remember my 18th birthday until 8:30 p.m. of that day. And in many ways, this is the course that I have traveled for 50 years. And I suspect that this year really is the year that all of the struggle for a new Nigeria has caught fire in the hearts and the minds of Nigerians around the world. And people are saying we cannot continue the old way. Enough is enough. This is why the 2023 elections is an existential crisis. We have a country of tremendous potential with great giftings that our founding fathers identified. But for many years of error, an elite driven completely by a certain narcissism has foisted state capture as the way of politics. And so emotions are used to bring in a great gap between us and them. And I'm really, as an academic, turning to remarkable research that has been done by the Center for Moral Cognition at Harvard, out of which came the book by Joshua Green, Emotion. Well, the central title is Moral Tribes, Emotion, Reason, and the Gap Between Us and Them. Nigerian politics has always been about generating emotion to leave people who can't govern in power. And we have all paid a very dear price for it as a country. All of the major Asian countries that we started out ahead of are way ahead of us today as a country. Yet people allow funny emotions like ethnicity. Oh, it's somebody I know who may be in power, so I can get some advantage in getting government contracts. And we have become a country run by incompetent governments, whereas we have the potential for market-driven, massive, rapid growth. Through this season, I've watched China, governed in this same manner, succumbed to good leadership when Mao Zedong died. I keep referring Nigerian leaders to the set of speeches made in 1978. I was already a graduate, by Deng Xiaoping, that turned the course of China on a different track. Among them is that our party and our people must recognize that central to progress is education, that we must give the pride of place to the educated and knowledgeable to take our country somewhere else. And in one generation, in 30 years, I saw that take China from the definition of poverty to the world's second largest economy. And so as I look at next week, Saturday, I see that same cutting edge point. It's like in the Holy Scriptures, for those of a Christian persuasion, where God says, I put before you life and death. Choose life that you may live. Nigerians can either choose life, a new country, focused on progress, on equity and justice, or choose death by returning to the old ways. Let me admit to all of you here that if the typical shenanigans that have defined Nigerian elections define this in the negative, away from the will of the people, I think that I will become a conscientious objector to the Nigeria project. People have suffered for so long. I have seen people in poverty, in pain, in neglect, that I don't think my heart can take it anymore. And this is the one chance we have as a country to say no mas. Let the young of Nigeria, who constitute the majority of its population, take their country back and give it direction, away from those funny sentiments, but focused on the common good of all. It is possible that we can build a culture of abundance, an abundance mentality in which no one is left behind. I tell the story of the Labour Party in the United Kingdom and how it came. I tell the story of these intellectuals who met in what we in Nigeria would call beer parlors, because they couldn't safely meet in public, and how they thought that the way to save Britain would be a strategy that seemed very much like one deployed by a general of Rome, Fabius Maximus, and they became known as the Fabians. And this group of intellectuals founded two vehicles majorly to drive their ideas and philosophy for a new Britain. Those two societies or initiatives produced the Labour Party as we know it in the United Kingdom, and produced the London School of Economics, where the ideas of Fabian socialism were translated by professors like Harold Lasky into a new way of thinking about how development that is inclusive takes place. And so I move towards this critical election with prayer, with hope, with love in my heart for the people of Nigeria. I have one vote to cast. but the vote of every Nigerian matters. And even those who can't vote can affect those who can vote. And our country can be saved a horrid ride to the abyss and be given a renewal so extraordinary that history will remember this generation for saving our country. I don't have much more to say, but that all hands need to be on deck. 5 days are more than enough to change the course of the history of our country. And I pray that God's grace lead us through it, and the hard work of all committed Nigerians, wherever they may be on the planet Earth, especially living in a century just following one, in which the great resurgence of countries came largely driven by the diaspora, from the Japanese diaspora's effect following the Meiji Restoration to India rising and China rising. My hope, my prayer is that God help us, that we may be able to be remembered as the generation that reclaimed the promise of Nigeria.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. We are extremely happy and honored with your presence. We thank you so much. I can see a lot of hands up. We are not going to be taking questions. We have far outdone our time. This was scheduled for between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and we are now at a few minutes after 4 p.m., which is after 5 p.m. in Nigeria. I just want to use this opportunity to seek diasporans' permission and to ask them very honorably and politely to please do not hesitate, do not stem efforts. Go back to your families out there, your associates, your friends, all your network. Make sure you remind them to go out there and vote. Keep sensitizing them to this election, because our influence cannot be underestimated and undermined. I want to use this opportunity just to thank all the various speakers that have been on this platform today. First and foremost, let me thank our national chairman for the time he spent. He stayed so long answering our questions. He even left his visitors hanging in there for us. I just want to say very huge thank you to him for that. I want to thank our Honorable Lady Nana Kazare for the time she spent with us. Your speech was extremely, extremely encouraging to us. We really love it. We love your charisma, and we hope that we will get you back again some other time soon to celebrate the victory. I want to use this opportunity to thank our Honorable Professor for the time he has spent, and for taking my call yesterday and promising to come and keeping to his promise. I want to thank you so much for doing that. That is absolutely, absolutely appreciated. And we need you to know that we appreciate you a lot. For both your age, your time, everything you are doing for Nigeria. Imagine 50 years of life dedicated to a new Nigeria that is about to be given birth to. We thank you, Professor, for the sacrifice. And all our other members, especially my members of the executive, for coming in and for tuning in, and then most especially my co-host. All of you, I just want to appreciate you and thank you for the time you have taken today. We have gone well over time, and you have borne with us. You've been here. We thank you. Nana, I can see you are still there. I thank you. We really appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for the charisma. Thank you for going out there to campaign. Continue to be our voice. We love you. We are all out here supporting you. Like the national chairman rightly confirmed, we have just sent materials that have been delivered to Nigeria Secretariat, and we hope that those materials get to the right places to sort of reboot and boost our people on the ground to go out there and get the extra votes that we need to sweep the whole of the country, you know, in this new revolution that we are all embarked on. So I thank everyone out there. Then I want to thank the public. I want to thank the people who have listened to us. Those who didn't get opportunity to ask questions, please kindly forgive us. We haven't got the time for all to take all the questions. And I just want to tell you guys that the Labour Party United Kingdom is where it's happening. I'm happy. My name is Dr. Egbe Omorodian. I happen to be the chairman, which is a position that I accept with all humility. All my members that are here, I've introduced them at the early stage. I just want to say thank you, everybody. I'm so overwhelmed by your love, by your dedication, by your time that I don't know what else to say. It's hard. It's most of the time I have words to say, but I'm short of words. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So thank you, everybody, for coming in. Hopefully, we will do this again once we get the victory. Thank you, everyone.